Okay, it's Maggie, Grammy with a hammer. Today I'm going to show you how to take some big box construction grade lumber and turn it into this. Made it all with construction lumber. It's got a working drawer, stained, polyed. It's even, has the wobbles taken out. Okay, we're here at the Big Blue Box Store. I'm going to go in and get some 2x12s to start this project. Okay, so I'm back. Sound out of breath because I couldn't get anyone to help me. So these are 2x8 by 16, which means they're 16 foot long. And as you know, my SUV can't do 16 foot lumber. I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but what I've done is I've got it leaned on my car all the way like that. People are going, what the hell is this thing? And then I got my portable saw. Now I recommend doing this in the back parking lot of Lowe's because you take up like the whole parking lot. One of the first things we've got to do when we get store-bought lumber, besides let it fall on the ground, is there's a lot of times staples and stinker stuff here. So you're going to need to get all these staples and stuff out of here. I usually use like needle nose pliers. Something you get in there tight with, because you don't want to get these when we get to the next step, which is like a milling process. Or milling, it's already milled. Yeah, but we got to turn this lumber into pine lumber. And southern yellow pine hardens. So I like using it to make nicer furniture with without spending the money on hardwood if I can help it. So these boards were, let me get my receipt. Well, I lost my receipt. But they were like $16 a piece, and I got 2 boards. So for $32, I got 2 big boards that I cut down into 6 decent-sized boards. So I'm going to check all this wood out, get all the staples and tags out of it. Okay, so the first step in the milling this lumber up into decent lumber is on the table saw, we're going to rip off the sides. So we're just going to cut all the way down the sides. And what this will make it is our boards will all be nice and square on the sides. Okay, so the first step in the milling process is that. So that's what I'm going to do now. You're going to want to make that your teeth are just above your lumber. Okay, so on the table saw, squared up the edges. Next, I'm going to put it through the planer. I want to take that first layer off of each side, but I also want to make sure the thickness is the same with all the boards. Something I've noticed with the southern yellow pine is it tends to be wet. So when I'm done with this, I've basically taken the top layer of skin off the whole thing. I'm going to sticker it, which means I'm going to make sure that each board is separated so the air can flow through it, and give it a couple days to kind of get used to the moisture, lower its moisture, get acclimated before I go on to the next step of actually cutting the pieces. So that's what I'm gonna do next. I don't need eye protection because my new glasses are all safety stuff, but I do need ear protection. So I'll see you in a minute. And like that, ta-da! So I cut it down the sides, you saw with the table saw, then I ran it all through the planer. So now I've got a sticker, which means I just took some scraps and made it so there's little air holes in between. I'm just gonna kind of let it for the next couple days, get used to the weather, dry out if it needs to, all of that. And then the next step will be to start doing rough cuts and rough measurements of the pieces that we're going to need for the project. So I'm not going to make you stare at wood for 2 days, so I'll see you in a couple days. Okay, so our next step is we're going to take our milled lumber and we'll cut it into lengths. So I got the chop saw set up here, and I'm going to cut them to about 2 foot lengths because none of the pieces I need is going to be more than 2 feet long. Okay, so that's what I'm going to next do, is chop them all 2 foot long. Okay, next we're going to take this fat wood and make it skinny. So what we got to do is we got to measure it and figure out half, which is going to be 3/4. Also, when you're doing it, you want to make sure that you keep the same side to the fence. So we want this at 3/4 of an inch. Now that says it's 3/4 of an inch, but that doesn't mean that it's actually 3/4 of an inch. So we want to run our blade up. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. See? Now you can see. And what I'm doing, oh no, what am I doing? That's 1 3/4. See, this is why you gotta like double check yourself constantly. Okay, so that's half, that's 3/4. So according to our fence, that's 3/4 of an inch, which is kind of scary because that's very thin. And then according to this, that's 3/4 of an inch. So next we want to have this blade about halfway up. So how high can we put this blade? Okay. So we're 6 1/4. So we want this just over 3 inches. A little bit more. Can we go up any higher? We have to go up any higher. Okay, so that's what it's going to be. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice first with a scrap piece in case. Okay, so we got it plugged in. We got hearing protection. Question, should the fence be Okay, we're gonna do this side. That's it. Okay, that was scary. I don't like that. So let's instead go way down. Oh, okay, did I make an X? I did, yay. And we're gonna do it slowly but surely. So that was scary. Okay. Not sure if I should use this. Not sure how to do this. Okay, here we go. The last one. Nervous. Shouldn't be nervous. No reason to be nervous. Separated. Okay, so now I'm going to do that with the rest of the wood. Love to say I'm perfect and I did all my milling perfectly and my boards were exactly cut in half. Let's face reality, there ain't nothing perfect. So my next step is I'm going to try to find boards about the same thickness, because like these two, one's a little bit fatter, one's a little bit skinnier. They're probably gonna all be that way because I use the same exact measurements. See, that one and that one are the same. So I think it's gonna be that they're all gonna be, see, that one and that one's the same. That's how that's gonna be. So that's what I'm gonna do next. I'll be back when I get done separating all the boards. Okay, so I got the fatter pieces and the skinnier pieces. Now this is going to be a side table with a drawer. So I'm going to use the skinnier pieces for the drawers, which means I don't need to glue them up, because I'm literally going to cut them skinnier even, and then cut them to length and make drawers out of them. These are going to be the side of the table and the top. So these I want to glue up into panels to make them easier to cut down to size. Okay? So I'm going to take these skinny ones and put them aside, and then get these ones ready to glue up. So I have these cut into 4-inch heights. Next I gotta figure out how big I want my boxes, my drawers to be. And I thought these strips we could actually use for, what do you call those things? Like stretchers, like, you know, between the legs kind of thing? I don't know, you know what I mean. Okay, so let's see. Because it's important, because we need to know how we need to make our drawers first so that we know how big to make the boxes that are going to go around. There's one. Oh, I got blood on it. Okay, so figured out the math. So this will be the front. And then one of the, I'm going to take this, I'm going to strip it down like in half, so that it can be like one on top and one on bottom. The bottom will be on the outside so that they can slide in and out. And then the front plate I'll have will actually be past those and a little bit more. So that'll be next. This will be, the front plate will be the last thing we measure out. So this is how it's gonna look. It's not glued together or anything yet. It's gotta be all sanded and stuff. But I just realized this is a perfect amount for one side table. I'm making two. So I gotta glue up more panels. Oops. But anywho, so this is how it's going. So that's what I'm gonna do next, because I'll be gluing up more panels. Okay, now it's time for the legs. I'm back. So I got everything cut down. So I'll show you what I got. So there's the legs, the apron, and I did pocket holes. Oops, got caught in the golf cart. The drawer box, the drawer with my little homemade thingies, and my drawer face. So next, I'm going to stain them all with some medium walnut Danish oil. So we'll see how those come out. So I'll be back. How's that? See it better? Okay. Okay, so next update, I've assembled it. Well, first what I did was before I assembled it, I put the first paint stain mixture on it. And so I did that. Then I assembled it. And then I set it up here to get a good look at it. And I got one leg that just ain't right. So I'm going to be taking that leg off and trying to fix it. And when I fix it, then we'll put it on the floor and do the level test, you know, where you see if any are wiggling, and then you sand down the bottoms till none of them wiggle. And hopefully it doesn't end up being this tall by the time I'm done. So that's what I'm gonna do next. I take out the drawer that I made. See? I put the drawer face on. So yeah, this one's way out. So I'm gonna fix this one. And then hopefully we can just about get this project done. And it's only been a month working on this project. It should have been 2 days. But I'll be back. I'm going to give this as a gift to a coworker for her housewarming present. I learned a lot of new skills with this one, including how to make a drawer that'll actually work. And yes, I realize there should be 2 bedside tables, but it took me a month to do this with COVID. It should have taken me 2 days. So I'm very happy with this one project, and I will get her the rest done before she's been in her house for a year. So thank you for watching. If you like this, please subscribe. I'm trying to get those subscribers up. Bye.